Data is everywhere, but can we hear its story? The world is flooded with data, but insights remain hidden. Carib Data turns complex data sets into compelling, trustworthy stories. Empowering decision makers, engaging communities, driving action. Carib Data, the future of data-driven storytelling.
Welcome to Carib Data's digital newsroom. I am Evangeline here to share the latest data insights from across the Caribbean. Today, we're talking data. In public health, the greatest breakthroughs can come from the smallest details. A corrected data point sparking fresh insight, or a report delivered to the very people best placed to act on it. These moments can transform how we understand and improve the health of our communities. In short, beneath every successful public health initiative lies reliable, up-to-date data. But what happens when we don't value our data resources? For 20 years from the early 1990s, the Barbados Eye studies followed more than 4,000 people, producing important findings about eye health in people of African descent. That data shaped international policies and research for years. However, when the study ended, the team moved on, computer systems aged, and over time, the data was forgotten. Today, its whereabouts are unknown. Tragically, valuable knowledge has been lost, not because it lacked importance, but because there were no systems in place to ensure its long-term preservation and continued use. Similarly, in 2015, the Global Burden of Disease study from the University of Washington in Seattle reported that Barbados had one of the healthiest diets in the world. The data behind that claim came from a small group of cancer survivors, and as such, were not representative of the whole country. However, the study gained international attention. At the same time, research within Barbados itself was showing a quite different picture. It showed serious diet-related health challenges like low fruit and vegetable intake, and rising rates of obesity. The mismatch between these two studies highlights the danger of presenting information without the benefit of local insight. Another data challenge occurred when COVID-19 struck. Caribbean epidemiologists reported infection rates each morning by piecing together information from dozens of separate sources. This fragmented data was a consequence of limited resources and decentralized systems. We could have done so much more if we had shared platforms and a stronger data infrastructure. So it is clear that if we bring our information streams together, we could respond much faster with greater coordination when the next health emergency arrives. Dr. Madhuvanti Murphy was a member of that Barbados COVID response team. She said, not only was the COVID experience traumatic from a layperson's standpoint, but it was also traumatic from a surveillance standpoint. It was so difficult to work out which were the appropriate surveillance tools and platforms to look at. These examples show problems beyond simply filling data gaps or speeding up processes. They highlight the need for stronger support, lasting connections, and shared commitment to make data serve our region. If we invest in unified platforms and proper data stewardship, our data becomes a lasting asset. We can turn isolated findings into collective progress and make our data work for everyone. The Inter-American Development Bank-backed initiative, Carib Data, has been set up precisely to help this process. Led by a team from the University of the West Indies, its mission is simple: help the Caribbean make better use of its data. Set up systems to protect and share data securely, offer training to ensure results are communicated more clearly, and build a culture of sharing across ministries, universities, and communities. Most importantly, Carib Data is about telling better stories with data, ones that reflect local knowledge, inform real decisions, and build trust. I am Evangeline, and this was the latest data story from the Carib Data's digital newsroom. Thank you for listening. As always, please connect with us if you have comments or questions.
Data is everywhere, but can we hear its story? The world is flooded with data, but insights remain hidden. Karab Data turns complex data sets into compelling, trustworthy stories. Empowering decision makers, engaging communities, driving action. Karab Data, the future of data-driven storytelling.